So why is the sleeping bag quest good? It's really nice because it gives you a couple of things. It gives you a sleeping bag for a maximum 3% increased experience. You can also sleep with the homies, so one person in your party can have it. It puts it on a 3-hour CD. However, you can kind of cycle that. So if you have a couple people with it, you could always have maximum uptime on it. Sleeping bag is very convenient because the sleeping bag will allow you to, on say a mage, the scroll of liminal passage. It allows you to teleport to someone that is resting at an inn or city. So the sleeping bag kind of mirrors that, a rested. And so let's say you were out there with your priest and you're farming somewhere in the world, you wanted to go back and sell, you could drop a sleeping bag, go back and sell, and then you can actually port using one of these scrolls all the way back to that target. So it can kind of speed up some of your farms. And then in the actual quest line here, it gives you these candies that give you, per candy, it's 4 bubbles of rested experience. So a little bonus thing that I should make a mention of, sturdy lunchbox. It was one of the quest rewards, so it is a 12-slot bag. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the sleeping bag quest. There's a couple of different routes that you can do it. For Alliance, probably the easiest way is to start in Westfall, then go to Barrens, and then vice versa for the Horde. I believe you start in Barrens and then you go to Westfall, and then after that the quests line up and they go all the way down. So we're going to head down to a spot in Westfall. We'll show it once we get there. And the very first location here is for Alliance is in Westfall. Now the way that it works is if you're Horde, you'll start in the Barrens, which we'll go to on step 2, and then you come over here. For Alliance, it's easiest for us starting in the Westfall area and then going over to the Barrens. So we open this up. Burned out remains, a note you found, and boom, we have accepted that quest over to my other character here, and we're going to grab it on this side too. That's step 1. So now we head over to the Barrens. Flying on down. All right, which brings us to step 2. This is in Barrens. This is where the Horde would start, and then they would go over to Westfall, where we just were on step 1, being that I'm Alliance. I started in Westfall, as I mentioned. We moved on over to the Barrens. And this is where we're at right now, which is 4674, and that is right here. There's a little pile right there. You can see the quest and a note you found. You just interact with it, which is going to bring us to the next step. So this is what we get. We turn that in. We get 3150 for experience. I think it's about 3k experience per turn in, so it does add up. Now the third step is going to align Alliance and Horde together. So now everybody will be on the same step, but they just did that for the first 2 steps on the swap arena. For step 3, we're going to be heading down to Stone Talon Mountains. So we're going to head there now. All right, so step 3 of the sleeping bag is you're going to head down to Stone Talon Mountains. There's a little path here off the road, which is where I am right here at 5152 roughly. You're going to see that it kind of breaks into the mountain here. So we're going to run on up and head to the camp that is marked by our icon right there, the little tom-tom cord. All right, this leads us to the step 3 location, which again is in Stone Talon, and it's sitting at about 4153. You just go ahead and you click this pocket litter. It's going to give you a whole bunch of different things that you'll have to go ahead and choose through. Again, you'll get about 3k per quest turn in. Now step 4 is just around the corner here. I just slapped it on into the coordinates, which leads you past this camp. You keep kind of running forward and it brings you through here. There's a little item on the ledge here that you're going to want to snag. Which is this mound of dirt right here. And it looks like it's sitting at about 3963 and 4981. You can see the coordinate right up at the top of the screen. Go ahead and complete this quest too. And move on to step 5. And step 5 is going to take us all the way down to Loch Modan. If you're not a mage, I would probably recommend for you to go down into Desolus. If you're say Alliance, you can go to Nigel's Point. Then you could fly back to, say, Ratchet, and then you could move back over to the other continent. If you're Horde, you have to go down to Shadowprey Village. A little bit different for you guys, but just depends on your faction. You're going to have to use the boat systems and whatnot if you're not a mage. All right, step 5 for a wet job. There is an item here right on the ledge in Loch Modan, probably a little bit easier for Alliance to get to than Horde. But you can see it's right here. If you look down, angle the camera, you can see that there's an item right there, carved figurine. That's what we want. So you go along the ridge here, jump down, and we will complete step 5. Step 6 is going to take us to Hillsbrad Foothills. So we're going to head there now. I am going to cheat with another portal. All right, so at the start of step 6, there's a couple of things here. There's a little jump puzzle that you can access this area from both Hillsbrad or Arathi. There's a little path right here. It kind of shows the little dots on the map. You have to do a little jump puzzle here, which I haven't done it before. So we're going to just figure it out. I don't really know what to expect. Okay, so kind of a weird little jump puzzle here. The easiest way that I can explain it is put your body right to it, okay? And then when you go to jump, almost press both mouse keys forward or press your W key, whatever's easiest. So jump, move forward, jump, move forward, jump, move forward. That type of thing. Just like that. And you'll kind of like walk it up. And then when you get to this top, start over here and then jump diagonally towards where that is. For some reason I have a problem doing this. And I always just fall off. There we go. Ta-da! We did it. Perfect. All right. Head on up. Wait, is this more jump puzzle? Oh, apparently it's 2 jump puzzles. So much the same as before, just jump and tap forward, jump and tap forward, jump and tap forward, jump and tap forward, same thing over and over. Kind of look at it, you can kind of see there's a little spot right there. Tap and jump forward, same thing. Then you go right here, or sorry, right here. Butt up against it. There's a lot of clipping. So for anybody that's been playing WoW for a really long time, back in original vanilla, you could actually scale mountains like this. And you could almost climb anywhere. Like they've done some changes, but basically like that. You could clip a wall and you could just jump up for days. But that's how you get down through the second jump puzzle, which then leads us to... All right, so the last turn in, you just walk through this hallway. There's a little bag on the hook. You can kind of see it. It says Eagle's Fist, messenger bag. We're going to complete that. Then brings us to the next one, which is right below it. We're going to complete that. We get 5 student fodder and the cozy sleeping bag. Now, something that I want to make a mention about is this student fodder. Do not throw it out. Now, I don't know if they're going to change this for phase 3, but for my mage, being that I'm level 40 already, I am going to keep all the fodder. And the reason is I believe per fodder, it gives you 4 bars of experience, or rested experience, which we're going to test it on my 36 priest here, so we'll go ahead and turn that in. Go like so, grab it. You get 8 of them. I believe it's 4 bars, and it has a 30-minute CD last time I heard. So when you click it, boom, it gives you 4 bars of rested. So, and it looks like it is 30 minutes, 29 and 54 seconds. So you can kind of use that on cycle, but I plan on keeping it for the mage. If they don't change it or make it null and void at level 40 and beyond, I'm going to use it for P3. Otherwise, for this guy, I'm going to go ahead and use it to finish off to level 40. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the cozy sleeping bag, pretty convenient. Everybody can use the same one, so it is a 3-hour cooldown. If I were to drop it and the rest of my party has one, you can almost keep 100% uptime. Now, the nice thing is it does create a rested environment. So there's something that I wanted to test, and that is the ability to use my liminal scroll as a mage. Something that I do quite often is I'll keep my priest kind of in and around where I'm farming. Gives me spirit, fortitude, anything else, extra bag space, etc. But one of the nice things is if I'm full on bags, I can go back and sell a bunch of things. But how do I get back? Sometimes I have to run. So something that I'm going to test here really quick, I am going to put down this bag and it should put me into a rested status. And on my mage, I should be able to use this Scroll of Liminal Passage, teleport to a party member. Both you and the target must be resting at an inn or a city. So I'm going to go back to Ironforge, and I am going to use this on the priest. All you do is you just walk over it, starts to apply, it'll give you a buff. I think like every 1 or 2 minutes, it'll give you 1% up to 3% experience. Now we're going to go back over to here. I am now in the town, and I'm going to go ahead and use one of these scrolls, and there it is. Zeegers wants to summon the Thragram's Wall. Very cool. So that is something that can save you a lot of time as a mage, and I'm going to use this quite often, so that's a pretty cool little function. But there it is. That's how you get the sleeping bag in Phase 2 SOD.